Good evening, everybody. Dear friends, beloved community, welcome everybody to the 4th Annual Community Impact Social Justice Awards. My name is Anastasia. My pronouns are she, her. I manage the life support program at DH Lebanon and Community Group Practices. I'm so humbled and honored to be your MC this evening for the celebration, and as always, it is a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous crowd this evening. Thank you all for being here. We welcome this year's nominees, finalists in your communities, past award recipients, and leaders at Dartmouth Health. This event is planned and hosted by the Dartmouth Health Black, Indigenous, People of Color Employee Resource Group, or BIPOC ERG. The BIPOC ERG, along with support from fellow ERGs, began the CISJA, or Community Impact Social Justice Award event, in 2022, and it continues to grow and provide solidarity amongst our beloved community, fostering inclusiveness and welcoming.
Sorry, it's transitioning. Sorry.
Our nominee pool continues to grow, and next year we are entertaining a new category of organization or group, as we have 2 nominated this year, so we're looking to expand next year, which is fantastic. I would like to start by inviting my BIPOC ERG and CISJA Planning Committee members to please stand up so we can acknowledge and thank you for all the work that you've done to host tonight's event. Thank you all. It's been an honor to work alongside you. In previous years, we've been fortunate to have 1 or 2 Dartmouth Health leaders speak at our events. This year, we are fortunate to have 3. Doctors Joseph Parath and Joanne Conroy will speak prior to our award announcements, and following our award announcements, BIPOC ERG Chair Yemi Arunsi will close us out. Following his closing remarks, our photo stage in the back left-hand corner of the room will be open for recipients, nominees, anyone who's interested in having their picture taken in front of the Dartmouth Health Step and Repeat. You are welcome to step back there. We will have somebody on the camera to assist you with those photos. Given these great and numerous speakers, my opening words are going to end here, and I'm going to offer a gathering song to get us started this evening. And it's ironic enough that I met a friend this week at a singing resistance group who shared her wisdom on leading songs. I've done this several times, but she had some wisdom that she shared with me. And I shared with her that I was going to be singing a song that she's shared some specific information on, that I was going to be singing tonight at the Social Justice Awards. And she didn't know, and I didn't know, that it turns out she's here this evening without even a direct communication. So thank you, Kathleen. So the song we're going to share tonight is written by Serena Partridge, who was recently quoted as saying, "We do not sing for performance or perfection, we sing for joy and connection." And this song is in the style of call and response, which has a deep history in sub-Saharan African communities, where they used it to do democratic participation and also unifying workers in labor movements. It was brought over to America through slaves and also has a presence in the Latin music style known as coro pregón. With a rich presence during the civil rights movement and even in resistance today, the style of music creates a connection between its singers, unifying our power for communal events. And given that we are based out of a medical institute, I'll also let you know that we have a vagus nerve that helps us to regulate our nervous system, handling difficult and hard situations. And by singing, we can actually stimulate that vagus nerve to help us control emotions. So as you see up here, these are the lyrics. We are here will be the callers, and anyone who knows this song, you're welcome to join me as a caller. And then there will be an echo by the responders with the same lyrics, with our voices. And there's an asterisk next to voices because in the subsequent verses, we're going to switch that out for other words, including neighbors, families, kindness, children, and courage. And then our love for each other will carry us through. Again, callers will sing it, and then the responders will echo it. And then at the very end, when we do the verse of courage, we're going to do that last line twice, and then we'll do it one more time at the end and just slow it down and wrap us all up. And as you can see, there's some blue bars above the lyrics. That is to denote the note. Not very accurate, and also will give you an idea on where we're going. That was a tip that I learned from Kathleen. All right, so we'll start with just the lyrics and the tempo, and I'm going to step out the rhythm. We are here.
We are here.
With our voices.
With our voices.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Beautiful. So now I'm going to sing it. We are here.
We are here.
With our voices.
With our voices.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Beautiful. We're going to go into neighbors. We are here.
We are here.
With our neighbors.
With our neighbors.
Our love for each other will carry us through. Yes, it will.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Going with families. We are here.
We are here.
With our families.
With our families.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Going with kindness. We are here.
We are here.
With our kindness.
With our kindness.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Going with children. We are here.
We are here.
With our children.
With our children.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Last one, courage. We are here.
We are here.
With our courage.
With our courage.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
One last time on that last line.
Our love for each other will carry us through.
Thank you kindly for joining in that. Our first speaker is Dr. Joseph Paris, President and Chief Executive Officer of Cheshire Medical Center. Dr. Paris began work within the Dartmouth medical system at DHMC Lebanon, where he practiced internal medicine and served in clinical leadership positions for 12 years. In 2013, he moved into the role of Director at Hospital Medicine at Mount Ascutney Hospital and Health Center, and then as Chief Medical Officer from 2015 to 2023. From here, Dr. Paris accepted his role as President and Chief Executive Officer for Cheshire Medical Center, while also holding an academic appointment of Assistant Professor of Medicine at the Geisel School of Medicine at Dartmouth College. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Joe Paris.
tend to move my hands, so I cannot hold the mic. Thank you. Thank you all. I am the Keene ambassador tonight. I joined the delightful community of Keene almost 3 years ago. Before I jump into my comments, that was a beautiful song, and it reminds me of, we do leadership retreats at Cheshire Medical Center every 3 to 4 months, and we have our speakers do walk-up music, and that would be great walk-up music. My walk-up music is always Rage Against the Machine, which is actually a wonderful social justice theme for walk-up music. Especially now. I want to welcome you all to the Community Impact Social Justice Awards in 2026. Keene is really a progressive little gem of a small city in southwestern New Hampshire. Cheshire Medical Center has provided welcoming and inclusive care for this region for over 150 years. I use the terms welcoming and inclusive care because we have worked that language into our updated values of the medical center that we call the Cheshire Promise. Our employees have defined compassion as we are proud to provide welcoming and inclusive care. We have built a teaching curriculum in our brand new family practice residency program around the care of the LGBTQ+ population. And while it is a population that certainly is facing external threats, we remain committed to that work across the organization, but especially in Cheshire. As part of Dartmouth Health, we are proud to support the employee resource groups across the system. I'd like to specifically thank the BIPOC Employee Resource Group for sponsoring tonight's event. And I'd like to have another a bit of applause for the BIPOC. Their sponsorship allows us to have this joyous event that we're all taking part of tonight. As you all know, ERGs are employee-led communities that create self and supportive spaces for connection, learning, and shared impact. ERGs help strengthen our culture of belonging. They drive collaboration and they drive engagement across our academic health system. Why is engagement and collaboration so important? Because we know that healthcare outcomes and staff wellness are directly tied to their engagement. And ERGs allow yet another forum for that engagement and for that connection to happen. We also know that diverse teams are high-performing teams. Any leadership team is stronger when they have voices from different communities, from different backgrounds, from different socioeconomic classes and groups. And as Dr. Conroy always says, we are stronger together. We are stronger when we have a diverse team. At Cheshire, we are proud, we're a driver of diversity, equity, and health equities across this community. Our medical staff is probably the single most diverse group of any in Cheshire County. And it is our responsibility as hospital leadership, as community leadership, to make sure that we are welcoming, that we are open, and that we provide a supportive infrastructure for the folks that we attract to Cheshire County and to Keene. Why is that important? We live in a world of challenging demographics in rural America. We are older, we are poorer than our neighbors in urban and suburban environments. It is imperative for our long-term sustainability that we have a diverse and welcoming workforce and that we keep people here. We need to focus on their retention, and ERGs help us do that. I don't want to take up too much time here, but again, I want to welcome you to the wonderful community of Keene. If you have any questions, if you're staying overnight, please come find me. I can tell you where to have dinner. I can tell you about the dive bars across the street, where to get breakfast in the morning. We have been welcomed with open arms by this community. And I also want to thank Brewbakers. This is a wonderful, wonderful day. we are here all the time. And I know the ownership here, he is committed to creating a welcoming and inclusive environment for both his staff and the community here at Brewbakers. So with that, I will hand it back to Anna, who will take the next introduction. So thank you again, and please enjoy your time in Keene.
Thank you, Dr. Paris, for advocating for diversity in this area. I also happen to be a big fan of this area and this particular venue. Our next speaker is Dr. Joanne Conroy, Chief Executive Officer and President of Dartmouth Health. Her time as President and CEO of Dartmouth Health since 2017 includes many institutional highlights, including the build at the DHMC Lebanon of the Patient Pavilion in 2023 and the expansion of the DH Manchester campus to include an ambulatory surgical center. During this time, Dr. Conroy has also been integral in promoting the role of women in leadership. She has received numerous awards and recognition, including the 2021 Stephen Schroeder Award for Outstanding Health CEO by the Leapfrog Group, 2022 Citizen of the Year by the New Hampshire Union Leader, and also making the list of 100 most influential people in healthcare by Modern Healthcare. We'd like to cordially thank Dr. Conroy for acting as a champion for the ERGs within our system. And as she was the speaker at our inaugural CISJA Awards in 2023, please join me in welcoming back to the CISJA stage, Dr. Joanne Conroy.
Well, it's great to be here again, and thank you for inviting me, and it's wonderful to actually celebrate all the award winners tonight. We live in interesting times, and we appreciate that we all have to be committed to diversity, to justice, to equal opportunity, and to health equity across our regions. You have to stand for something. And if you don't stand for something that is as important as that is to everybody in your community, as well as everybody that works at Dartmouth Health, you stand for nothing. And that's why it's so important for us to help you continue this work. And thank you, the BIPOC group, for hosting this, but also continuing to highlight the importance of social justice in everything we do. I have to say that I serve on a lot of national committees, and it's interesting that all of you think that maybe you don't have an impact, but I'm going to tell you that every single day, on the things you do, the decisions you make, the environment you create for other people around you, you create greater impact than any of you could imagine. And that impact makes somebody else feel safe and allows them to bring their authentic self to work. I like to say that, 60% of women do not bring their authentic self to work, but 50% of men do not as well. And we encourage everybody to bring their authentic self to work, because that's when we really unlock the potential of diversity within our workplace. I know from a female leader perspective that a lot of women don't actually have pictures of their family, and they don't talk about the other demands they have on their life outside of work, because they don't want to be perceived as something different than what the corporate mold of a female executive should be. I can tell you that I put every single thing on my calendar so everybody can see it 7 days a week. When I'm getting my hair done, when I'm working out, when I have dinner with friends, and my calendar is open to 30 or 40 people on the executive team. And all of you model what it means to bring your authentic self to work every single day, and that allows other people to do the same. And that is the only way we're really going to be an outstanding organization. You've nominated some winners who embody what we strive to be as an organization, and I read everybody that was both nominated and acknowledged by their contributions contributions to our society. But it affirms the belief that the diversity of our patients, our people in our community shows our strength and is always worth celebrating. We usually talk about the work we do to support our communities through the lens of healthcare, but it's actually much bigger than that. We also have to understand that our contribution is to the health and well-being of our communities. You know, I had a local representative come up to me in the co-op. She goes, "I'm always so amazed you do your own shopping." And I'm like, "I have to eat." And I'm the one who's cooking. And, but, you know, that actually is impactful to the communities, that they understand that we're all the same. Doesn't matter where you are in your own organizations. How we show up in our communities and how we show up every day for all the people that we interact with is critically important. The work that we're going to hear about tonight is proof, however, that our organization is a source of hope and healing, and I hope a force for good. So thank you, and I'll turn it back to you, Anna.
All right, so I'm going to invite Greg and Davis up. We're going to go through the list of 31 nominees. If you are here, we welcome you to come on up and accept your certificate in recognition and gratitude for all the work that you've done.
All right, I'm going to go through the names. Welcome, everybody. I'm Greg Crowley. This is Davis. And we're just going to give the name of everybody. And if you're here, Davis will take the certificate to you. So, starting with Amy Paris. Amy. Annie Hutchison. Annie. Ashley Robinson. Cheryl Shoulders. Elton Petrovsky. Yeah. Gabriela Anduja Vesquez. Hannah Santa. Karen Carby. Mary Chamberlain, I saw Mary. Prajakta Patkar. Uzma Malik, I know Uzma. Yemi Arunzi, Yemi's here. You're going to hear from Yemi and Uzma in just a few minutes. Abdul Rahman Latif. Abdul. Christopher Roberge. Cody Switzer. Elizabeth Burrows. Jennifer Cross Aldrich. Jonathan Tudhill, Kadisha Palmer, Xenia Nietzschen, Samantha Rabin-Loy, Shannon Martinez, Camilla Thompson, Francis Lynn Liberty, Sarah Ruiz, the Dartmouth Alliance for Children of Color, David Igbalajobi, Thank you. Ive Awoyu. Two more. Angela Zhang. Beastwood Sun Eugene. And the Rainbow Roundtable. Congratulations to all the honorees.
One more round of gratitude for those nominees that are here tonight. Thank you. We're now going to step into our award announcements. Award recipients this evening were chosen from the 31 nominees across 3 categories that you just heard. Congratulations and thank you to everyone again who's been nominated this year. Your work inspires us, and we are so grateful for the time and passion you've committed to social equity. Our 3 categories, which will be announced in this order, are the Dartmouth Health Employee Award, the Youth Award for those under 24, and the Community Member Award. In order to identify the recipient in each award category, the information submitted for each nominee was reviewed by a nomination committee of 11 ERG and community members, who then ranked each nominee within their category. From here, these rankings were tabulated to identify the top 3 finalists and our final award recipient. As our 3 award recipients are announced, we'll do that one at a time. We welcome you to join us on stage and say a few words if you're comfortable in doing so, and no pressure if that's not what you'd like. We're going to begin with the Dartmouth Health Employee Award. In your program, it says that Janet Carroll will be announcing this award. However, she was called into work this evening. And so Alicia Robinson, who was our, Alicia's history with this CISJA event is unmatched. She was the driving force behind the Community Impact Social Justice Award and of this event. She was also the inaugural recipient of the Dartmouth Health Employee Award in 2023 and returns to the Upper Valley every year to join us in inclusion co-conspiratory. Please welcome to the stage Alicia Robinson.
Thank you, everyone. I'd just like for everyone to give Janet a round of applause real quick. Janet was our last year's Dartmouth Health Employee winner, and while we are all here celebrating, she is at work helping our most vulnerable population. So she deserves that recognition, so thank you for that. It is my pleasure and honor to see all of you guys. 4 years this has been going on, and I couldn't even be prouder of all the work that's been done. So our 3 finalists for the 2026 Community Impact Social Justice Award in the category of Dartmouth Health Employee are Camilla Thompson, Dr. Frances Lim Liberty, and Sarah Ruiz. Camilla Thompson is a powerful and compassionate maternal health director and doula for Black Lives Matter New Hampshire. She is arguably the hardest working mother as she navigates raising a family alongside advancing equitable maternal health care across the state, initiating the work to allow Medicare to cover doulas, which they now do in the state of New Hampshire, thanks to Camilla. And launching a doula cohort to transform birth outcomes for people of color and ensuring the voices and lived experiences of women of color are centered in conversations about maternal care and outcomes. Dr. Frances Lim Liberty was nominated for her unwavering beacon of stability and integrity in the field of adolescent and youth adult transgender healthcare. Her work spans many avenues, including peer-reviewed journal publishing, legislative battles, and if nobody has watched her speak in front of Congress on YouTube, highly recommend that you do that. Medical education, including residents, and continuing to push for institutional support and accountability. Despite personal and professional risks inherent in today's climate, Dr. Frances Lim-Liberty continues as a warrior and advocate to ensure her patients do not lose the evidence-based treatments and life-saving care that they deserve. Sarah Ruiz. Sarah is a driving force for social justice, and her social justice work started early as she brilliantly recognized inequities between the school districts that she attended, which led her to start as an activist in environmental and LGBTQ rights. Her fearless and principled trauma-informed work is felt by patients and colleagues as she brings a tireless advocacy to the bedside to ensure those in position of power are using their status to uphold excellent patient care. Thank you to all three of these Dartmouth Health nominees, and thank you for all of the work that you do. And the 2026 Dartmouth Health Employee Community Impact Social Justice Award goes to Dr. Frances Lim-Liberty. Frances, unfortunately, is unable to join us, so she has asked the 2024 Dartmouth Health Employee winner, Abby Berge-Clarkson, to accept the award on her behalf.
Of knowing Frances for these many years and have known her throughout her work, but mostly through her work in the community. Seeing Frances on the front line and having these generative conversations with people who have questions in the community was very, very impactful and empowering. I have had the joy and pleasure of seeing her work firsthand and do agree with Alicia. Please watch her speaking before Congress. It was so powerful. So this award will be given to Frances, and Frances did, I made a little white lie and told her everybody who couldn't attend was giving us a video. So Frances did give us a video, and I'm hoping that the sound will play. Oops. Sorry about that. Let's see if I do it this way. Oh no. Well, Frances did send us a video. Let's see if I can do it really quickly this way. Maybe it will come up on this one.
Hi, my name is Frances Lim, and I go by she, her pronouns. I'm so glad that I could not make it tonight. Thank you so much for selecting me as the winner of the Hi, my name is Frances Lim, and I go by she, her pronouns. I'm so glad that I could not make it tonight. Thank you so much for selecting me as the winner of the 2026 Community Impact Social Justice DH Employee Award. I am deeply humbled and honored for this recognition, and I think it's truly incredible that BIPOC group created this award to help with and highlight the work people across New Hampshire have been doing, whether it's behind the scenes or outside. Much of the work that we're all doing is under attack. You know what I mean? And many of us have been afraid. There's so many reasons to worry right now, but as I heard from a recent talk, we are on the right side of history, and I know we will keep doubling down.
Congratulations to Dr. Frances Lim-Liberty. She has received this nomination prior, and so I'm very excited that she has received it this year. Our next award is going to be our Youth Award, which is offered to those 24 years of age and younger. Tonight's Youth Award recipient will be announced by the Director of Diversity, Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging at the Dartmouth Cancer Center and Dartmouth College. She is also a member of the BIPOC ERG and CISJA Planning Committee. I welcome to the stage Tanya Mathis.
Good evening, everyone.
This evening I have the pleasure of announcing the nominees for the 2026 CISJA Award in the category of youth. The nominees are Eve Iwio, David Igbalojibi, and the Dartmouth Alliance for Children of Color. Eve Iwio has been very impactful as a student at Dartmouth College, organizing with the NAACP Dartmouth and working part-time at the Hopkins Center at Dartmouth. She has also taken time to learn more about the wider Upper Valley community, especially in the spaces that center BIPOC community members and leaders. She is an inspiration both at her school and the local level as to what is possible when you widen your scope beyond your direct network. David Igbalojibi is the president of MAPS. In his role, David advocates for and develops programs for Dartmouth undergraduates. MAPS represents the pre-medical and post-baccalaureate section of the Student National Medical Association. And the Dartmouth Alliance for Children of Color is an organization run by Dartmouth undergraduate students. They host weekly play dates connecting kids of color in the Hanover Upper Valley area with Dartmouth students of color. For many minoritized children in the Upper Valley, they find themselves as the only person of color in their school or community settings. Dartmouth Alliance for Children of Color fosters strong relationships between involved students of color in Dartmouth and the Upper Valley, minoritized children and their families, and has been doing this for over a few decades. The winner of the youth category is Eve Iwio.
Eve was unable to make it this evening, so Isaiah is going to be receiving the award for her. One more round of applause for Eve, please. Our final award is our Community Award. To announce the recipient, we welcome Dartmouth Health's Program Coordinator for Impact and Belonging, member of BIPOC ERG and CISJA Planning Committee, Uzma Malik.
Good evening. My name is Uzma, and I'll be announcing the awardee in the community category. But before we get into that, I'd like to share just a little bit of what I've learned both in working with and reading about the amazing finalists we have gathered here tonight. So, first up, we have Angela Zay. Angie is a community leader dedicated to anti-racial work, which she does with her whole heart for the Upper Valley.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, she really does. On any given day, you can find her building relationships or asking the questions that really need to be answered in the room around safety, protection, and BIPOC voices. Angie has been described as a revolutionary leader, educator, and collaborator. Next, we have Beeswood St. Eugene, who is one of the co-founders of the Upper Valley Equity and Anti-Racism Group and serves as the chair of the Lebanon Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Committee. In his own words, Beeswood has described his work as being of lived experience and one that centers accountability for all. He talks about how injustice is not just an abstract idea, but one that needs to be collectively centered. He believes that dignity, equity, and humanity are not mere privileges, but human rights that deserve to be protected. Beeswood has been described as selfless, a humanitarian, and a gentle soul. And last but certainly not least, we have the Rainbow Roundtable, which is made up of organizations, educators, youth-serving professionals, advocates, faith leaders, and community members who are constantly centering and uplifting the voices and challenges and experiences of the LGBTQ+ youth. Tonight we have Brianna McConnell, Carrie Rochford-Hay, Erin Almanza, Daniel Adam, and Becca Matson representing them. They host, this roundtable hosts events centering education as well as joy. And through these varied events, the roundtable has shown both in words and in action that they believe good comes from being together in challenges and through joy to build more supportive, vibrant, and inclusive communities. The Rainbow Roundtable has been described as action, joy, and drawing the circle wide. So, without further ado, the awardee in the community category for this CISJA award goes to Beeswood St. Eugene.
Thank you. Good evening. I'm truly honored to be nominated for this Community Impact Social Justice Award. I want to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to the BIPOC Employee Resource Group for creating this space that not only uplifts the work being done today, but also honors those who paved the way for us. That kind of intentional recognition matters. It connects past, present, and future in a way that strengthens all of us. When I'm asked what inspired this work, the answer is both simple and complex. My work rooted in lived experience and a sense of community responsibility, and in a clear understanding that injustice is not abstract. It is something people around us experience every single day. That continues to inspire me and the resilience of individuals, communities who endure, adapt, and still find ways to move forward. But inspiration alone is not enough. There is also responsibility. I've come to understand resistance is not only something we direct outward at unjust systems. It is also something we must practice inwardly. We have to confront our own fears, our own complacency, and the comfort that can come with the silence. When we do that internal work, we become better equipped to show up fully and authentically for others. At the core of everything I do is a belief that dignity, equity, and humanity are not privileges. They are rights, and rights require protection, advocacy, and collective action. Looking ahead, I see this work continuing, growing deeper, and more intentional. I see myself helping build and strengthen systems that are truly led by impacted communities, particularly BIPOC individuals, immigrants, and those navigating systemic barriers. That means expanding mutual aid and networks, advancing community-based initiatives, and working to influence policy, not just at the local level, but beyond. More importantly, I hope to continue fostering partnerships where equity is not just something we talk about, but something we actively practice, embedded in institutions and in our daily interactions. The goal is not to just survive for our communities, but dignity, stability, and opportunity. To those already engaged in social justice, I want to say this: your work matters. Even when it feels slow, even when it feels unseen, it matters. Social change is rarely immediate. It is built through persistence, through consistency, and through collective efforts over time. And to those who may be hesitant to get involved, I would say this: your work matters. I would offer this: you don't need to be perfect to begin. You just need to be willing to start where you are. Listen, learn, take action in ways that are meaningful and sustainable for you. Social justice is not the responsibility of a few. It belongs to all of us. And as we work to challenge injustice around us, we must also remain willing to examine ourselves, our assumptions, our biases, and the way we may unintentionally uphold the systems we are trying to change. I want to close by saying thank you again for this nomination, for this recognition, and for the work each of you is doing to advance justice in your own spaces. It is an honor to stand among people who are committed to this shared purpose. Thank you.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Beastwood. All of our nominees, all of our finalists, again, with great gratitude for all of the work and effort that you put in. To close out our event, our final speaker this evening will be Yemi Arunsi. One of the most profound things about Yemi is his history of serving our country with the Air Force Reserve, including an active duty tour, and also through the Department of Veterans Affairs, and as an executive officer in the Office of Quality and Patient Safety, and executive director in the Healthcare Operations Center. We are so grateful he's returned to this area after completing his Master's of Healthcare Delivery Science at Dartmouth College in 2022 to join the Dartmouth Health team as the System Director of Care Coordination and also as the Chair of the BIPOC Employee Resource Group. Please welcome Yemi Arunsi.
Well, thank you so much for that introduction. And I just want to thank everyone, obviously, for being here this evening. Such an honor, such a privilege to just be here around you all. I just wanted to quickly share a story. So I was born, well, first of all, my name is Yemi Irunsi, and the best way to remember it, I tell people, is just go by Yummy, 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 Yummy. So simple. But I was born in New York, obviously decades ago. My parents moved to New York. I was born over there, and my father went to graduate school in New York, and he immigrated from Nigeria. And shortly after graduating from his master's program, he wanted to go back to Nigeria. He wanted to take what he had learned in America and go back to Nigeria to try to take what he had learned to make it a better place. So he took all of his whole family, our siblings, obviously everyone, and we moved back to Nigeria. When we got there, my father started his travel agency, and he ran for office. He ran for Senate, he won his election, and started working as a senator in Nigeria. And shortly after, there was a military coup that happened, overthrew the civilian elected government. And I remember as a young child, I was very young, around 4, about 4 or 5 or so, very young child. I remember that we would travel, we would go from place to place, hotels to hotels, running away from the military junta because they were looking for a lot of the elected officials to really round them up and put them in prison. So we would leave in the middle of the night, time and time, going to different hotels. And it was very scary, very tumultuous period of time in our family's life. And I remember there were times when I would be in the hotel room and I would turn on the VCR and I would see videos of JFK. I would see videos playing of Ronald Reagan. And I would hear them talk about America, about the shining beacon on the hill, and how great America is. And I would always dream and think of how my future would look like going back to America. I remember a specific night, my parents just grabbed us from the hotel, put us into a car, and we just started driving because they knew that people were coming at that time to round us up. So we just started driving and driving to nowhere. Eventually, we got to a place, as we were driving, I was looking, I remember this very vividly as a young child, looking out the window, and I saw a pole, and I looked up, and I saw this flag. It was the American flag. And I saw some U.S. Marines outside of a gate. We had arrived at the United States Embassy for shelter, for safety. And we got there, the Marines took us in and kept us safe. So coming back, that period in time, I knew that whatever that was, whatever that flag was, or whatever that building was really a place that I wanted to be. Fast forward, I moved to America, and I joined the military as well because of that influence that I had had. A lot of times I hear people say, America is great, and I really ask the question, like, why is America great? Like, what makes you think America is great? And they say it's the military. Like, we have a great military. The military is huge, it's big. And I say, and I ask back, like, well, if it's about the military, then there are other big militaries within the world, right? So does that make Russia the second best country, or China the third, or India the fifth best? It's not that, right? It's a different calculus. They say, well, America is beautiful, look at our landscape, the mountains. And I push back and I say, well, acre for acre, I can argue that Switzerland is probably better. And sometimes people say, it's freedom, we're free. And I say, well, have you seen the tax code? And I say, like, I get so many tickets every day, I don't know how free that is when I'm driving on the road. So I say this, it's not about how big or great our military is or how beautiful the landscape is in America. It's the people, it's our diversity, it's the strength in us as individuals and as groups and as a collective is what makes America great. It's the fact that a child of immigrants, we as children of immigrants, myself as a child of an immigrant that was looking at a TV years back asking, what's my future going to be, that I can end up here living the life that I want to live with a family, in a community that I love. It's the fact that children of immigrants from the Irish, Italians, the Indians, the Palestinians, Ghanaians, Nigerians, whatsoever are in this country, and we all come together as one. That is the strength of America, not our military, not our so-called quote-unquote freedom. So my challenge and ask to all of us is that, how are we making America great? I know that people have talked about dreams. We've talked about dreams in the 60s. We've marched, we've walked, we've dreamt. But I'm done dreaming. It's all about the lights, camera. Let's get to action. And this, what we have going on here, is the start. And we're going to start more action. That's it. We're not going back. And I want to thank Dr. Conroy, who's here, Dr. Powers. Thank you for the commitment to this, because I hear it all the time, like, what is Dartmouth's health commitment to the ERGs, to the employee groups and all that, and I tell them the leadership is committed to it. I can tell you that. The fact that you all are here today is, it's a testament to the commitment, and I am thankful for that as well. And I just want to add one other thing. Black women deserve better maternal health. LGBTQ, our colleagues, our brothers and sisters deserve cultural competent care. It is their right. And that is something that we, as a collective in healthcare, should and will be committed to doing. And with that, I just want to say thank you all for being here. I am just so grateful and honored. And as a servant to our community, it's an honor as well. So thank you all.
Thank you, Yemi. That concludes our ceremony for this evening. We welcome you all to help yourselves to additional food. Again, take your time back at the step and repeat, having pictures taken with each other, with your community, and please travel home safely. We look forward to seeing you all again next year for our 5th annual Community Impact Social Justice Awards. Thank you.
Just one final thank you. By the way, I'm Greg Crowley, Director of the Office of Impact and Belonging, and work with all these wonderful people, including Uzma and Abby and Yemi and Alicia and Angie and so many people here, Tanya, to support the employee resource groups. Kim is over there. There's so many faces out there. And I just wanted to also acknowledge the leadership of Anna and her work over the last couple of years. And really continuing to keep this work going. She has a very diverse family and has been really committed to this work for herself, for her family, for her community, and has just done so much to make this event happen and last year's event happen. So just want to acknowledge your role. So thank you so much for making this happen tonight. Thanks, everybody. Yeah.